What's up, everyone? My name is Keiki Alexander. You guys know me as Panda or Keiki or Keith Alexander Bailey. And I'm a self-employed photographer, and I travel as a travel photographer. But I do professional consulting work for facilities, and I had to wait. I'm still waiting on my 7 week of unemployment benefits from the state of Wisconsin. So let's address some of the issues that occurred to this point. First and foremost, I work for a 501c03 organization called Portrait under HUD. So I had to go get drug tested, background checked, etc., etc. Okay, what I do for Portrait was intake assessment and office clerk work. Um, what that entitles me to do is the case management when an individual comes into our facility, new or old. It just has to be updated. We use a system called Service Point. Now, everyone is trained to use Service Point. Everyone has their homework assignments. Everyone gets it. Every staff member that does intake is entitled to do the exact same line of work as I'm doing. But in that case, that wasn't addressed because some intake staff members thought they had less to do and not fulfill and not sign ROIs, and was told that let Keiki do the ROIs instead. No, the person and individuals that come into the homeless facility, these are men, have to be in. Their paperwork must be filled out on the day of entry. So I felt that there was abuse of power going on here. There was not some fairness when it comes down to the employers communicating. When we had DIS meetings, only two of us would show up. One case manager, intake office employee manager, and you had housing intake that was just there, and just us three. The other staff members would never show up. So we were the ones that were trying to get a sense of how to handle things. But I was the main guy that was absolutely doing their job professionally by policy and procedures. I gave each and every individual their respect and their privacy when they want to share information. So we allowed them to sign a document which is called a RI. And those RIs give them permission or no permission for us to use to help better address their situation. If they want to share their data, where they've been in the last 2 years, they can, so we can better help address the issue. But recently, when I'm checking for unemployment, and you guys can see from this display of the image, I'm on my 7th week right now, and nothing is really being done at this time. And that tells you quite a lot about the state of Wisconsin. Now, Portland, on the other hand, I had to resign early. In February, I sent out a mass email to everyone, including the exclusive producer, director, sorry, to Porchlight. Let them know that I was leaving in May because of the ongoing harassment, abuse, threats, stalking was just too much. From August to October 2019, Porchlight hired an individual named John. He didn't like the fact that I told him no when he asked for things. I'm not his bank. I'm not his store. You're a grown man. Pay for your own, things. And he got an attitude. He also got an attitude because I told him what his job description was. You're not supposed to be leaving his desk. I'm trying to train you, and you're not giving me the opportunity to train you. And he screwed up big time. And then, he started stalking. He started texting racist and very discriminated things. And Porchlight was aware of this from the end of August, September, early October, and did nothing until the end of October until he kept stalking me, following me home. And one day he met up with my roommate, and she was cornered by him. And he threatened her to threaten me to tell me that this is not over. Yeah. And basically, when I told Porchlight this has gone beyond the work environment, it got to a point where Porchlight had to do something and they terminated him. But that wasn't the end of it. I had to still deal with it until February of 2020 because he kept doing the exact same thing. That's because I moved. I moved from downtown for the safety of my roommate, which also financially cost me a lot. So I moved from downtown, minutes away from my work office, to Middleton, an hour away from my work office. And by bus, you can take an hour and 45 minutes, especially on the weekends. Everyone that lives in Wisconsin knows that there's really no bus that runs in Middleton, except for the 67 and 63 that runs through that part. But yeah. But anyways, then I had shelter staff making threats because I told them that I would tell guests that you guys have rights. You want to write a grievance report? Please write it so I can fax this over to the right people. When they heard about that, they started attacking me. Staff never appreciate the fact that I was following policy and procedure. Everyone has rights. You do not make the determination based on stereotyping. And that's what happened quite a bit. Mind you, most of the people that worked there were African American. And I didn't like the fact that they put race in front of everything. White people this, white people that. But you guys call me up when there's someone that needs translation. Because there are a few guys, French speaking, I help with that. There's 2 Chinese guys. My Mandarin is not that great. My Japanese is way better than my Mandarin. So, yeah. And, there were incidents where times where, there were guests that come into the facility looking for help and they realize this is not the place for them. Yeah. But I always address and give these men their privacy and always talk with them. I even knew their names and birthdays by heart, which makes their lives easier and my life easier when we do intake processing. So, and when we do intake processing, we are write down their names, who checked in, date of birth, so we could check them out in service point. But these guys would say, you know my name, Keiki, you know my birthday. I don't like touching their IDs because I already know, but it's part of the policy. You must have an ID to come in the building. But I already know these guys by their name, and I already know they checked in because I do my work very efficiently, very professionally. So I know who's running out of days and who's not running out of days. But I felt like the director of the shelter do things under the table, and at this time, I had to resign earlier than May. I had to resign in March the 26th because one of the intake staff named Roger had the courage to put his hands on me as I was walking in to pick up my stuff from me in my case manager's office, and I had my belongings in there. I have also keys to the building. He opens the door and said, "What are you doing here? You're not supposed to be here." I was like, "Says who?" Like, I am the person that's in pretty much know who's supposed to be here and not anyway. It's my day off, but my property is in there, in that office. Excuse me. He put his hands on me so I can't let you in the building. I was like, don't you ever put your hands on me. Next time you do that, you're going to find out the hard way. I could have called the police, have him arrested for that. That's assault. The reason why he's attacking me is because I sent out the mass email stating of this lack of responsibilities at intake. People are not doing what they're supposed to do at intake. RIs need to be signed. Day of entry. Even if they old guests, new guests. They WISP must be fulfilled on day of entry, not days after or be sent on the desk. That's what was going on. And half those were not signed. When I do my intake, everything is signed by client's number. All documents have client's numbers, makes it much easier for my colleagues to look up this information in the paperwork. But even though it is already scanned up to as a PDF to service point, we still need those hard copy backups just in case. So I made life easier for a lot of people. I even did the band list. I did the medical list. I did everything professionally. I still have the documents on my computer because this is evidence that I want to show when I did file for my EEOC, and in which I will be getting a phone call very soon about that. I want to sue Porchlight for discrimination, harassment, and emotional distress and loss of wages. And, it's come to a point where Porchlight needs to learn how to respect its employees. I felt like they never paid attention or took my incidents reports very seriously enough to address some of the issues. The reason why I'm saying that is because also in January 14th, I was threatened by the same guy, shelter manager, twice, just because I told him you cannot violate a man, which is blind, his rights. He can't partially see. Who are you? This man can be my father. That man can be your brother. And you have the right to trample on his civil liberties? And he said he's damn right. He runs the shelter. That's who we dealing with. So he threatened me again. Staff started threatening me. Keeping their distance. Staff getting guests to do things around me on purpose to see how much they can irritate me. But that wasn't going to happen at all. But when I got threatened for the last time in March, I had to resign early because I sent that email out in February, but I had to resign. I told the new HR, like, this is causing stress on me. It has cost me financially. You guys made me move from one location to another because you guys refuse to listen to my needs. Not only that, it's causing a relationship between my friends, my community, and my photography. I can't sleep at night. I'm worried that I go to work, I'll get spit on or get attacked again. I got attacked 3 times. Got punched in the face twice. I got a table thrown at me. These individuals are incarcerated, but, jail is not life for everyone, okay? These people need some type of direction, but, I just felt like Pateron never gave me the satisfaction to meet my needs, and my needs were to be protected from those that were doing wrong in the shelter, people coming under the influence, and even I was accused of that by the same people that I saw them doing these things, and I had someone breathalyze me and it's like zeros. You want to also take a drug test too? That would come back zeros too. Let's get the facts straight. But, I worked my ass off for 11 months for this organization, and I'm still not receiving unemployment benefits, and I need your guys' help. What I would like for you guys to do is reach out. If you know someone that can help me financially, because right now I'm in Portland, Oregon. I'm at the Northwest Portland Hostel. This is a place I come every other 2 years. I have money. It's just that I need to conserve my money just in case, because I will have to actually continue to travel after this. You only can stay here for 14 days in a calendar year. So, hotels and hostel fees are going to cost, traveling. Maybe I can put that down to the minimum, but I've been looking for work. That's why I came to Portland, looking for photography work, working for maybe a local newspaper or a news agency to take photos in the local area, showing that the area is a lot of businesses have closed and suffer through this pandemic, and I'm in the midst of all that, but I'm also worried where I'm going to be because I kind of want to continue to do what I'm doing. But this pandemic has cost me financially as a photographer too. Many photographers lost so much money, so much revenue. It's hurting so much. But I want you to find the kindness of your heart to reach out. And there's a PayPal donation link. You don't need a PayPal account to donate. But there's a PayPal donation link. You guys can help out that way and help me live through these troubled times. But this is the things I have to go through right now, man. And, there's nothing much to say that Wisconsin DWD is slow at processing, claims. And I know they get hundreds and thousands of claims, but that cannot be just one facility out of whole Wisconsin. There's got to be more than one facility, which I saw in Madison, Wisconsin, right across the street from the U.S. Bank. There's got to be more than one facility. I just think that Wisconsin wasn't prepared for it. It never was. Wisconsinites are suffering. Businesses are suffering. I have friends there too that are in the food industry mostly, and they are suffering, and they're getting hit hard. Their employees are getting hit hard, and I feel their pain. I tried to donate as much money as I possibly can, even though I don't have much, but I still do donate. So I'm going to leave the hostel's donation GoFundMe because they're also suffering too. I'll leave that in the comments down below as well, so you guys go check them out. But with that said, everyone, I've been a victim of domestic violence, basically discrimination, harassment, stalking by Porchlight staff, and I had no choice to resign early, and for the safety of my life, and for the safety of my mental health and my well-being too. So with that said, everyone, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care. Happy shooting.